Hello, and thank you for joining the latest wonderful webinar that we're doing on Small Business Saturday. I'm Shakira Brown, and I am one of the experts today that's going to be chatting with you about ways to maximize Small Business Saturday, which is November 26th, or always, I should make it a little bit more evergreen. It's always the Saturday after Thanksgiving. But this year it is November 26, 2016. So my name is again Shakira Brown. I'm an award-winning PR branding and marketing expert. I have my own firm, S&B Strategic Media, provide affordable PR and marketing for small businesses. And I'm also a consultant for America's Small Business Development Center at the College of New Jersey. And also joining me is Lorraine Allen.
Hi, everyone.
Go ahead and tell us about yourself, Lorraine.
Well, I've been the regional director, Shakira, of the Small Business Development Center at the College of New Jersey for, oh my gosh, 24 years. And we provide management and technical assistance to establish and start companies. Now, we're funded and originated by the federal government, the U.S. Small Business Administration, and also by the state of New Jersey and our local county of Mercer. And we also provide training such as this. And we're on a mission. We're on a mission to help businesses increase their opportunity for success. And we do that by gaining their trust and identifying their problems. And then we try and help them connect them to resources or information so that they can advance their companies. And we have a lot of sponsors. We participate with locally. We work with the chambers. We work with the also the larger business organizations, including and then the corporate sponsors. We have Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Customers Bank as well.
Well, great. So let's get into today's agenda. So the agenda today focuses mainly on Small Business Saturday. We're going to go over right now what is Small Business Saturday, and I do have some notes I'm going to read just to make sure I get all the facts in for you. But Small Business Saturday, again, is November 26th of this year, 2016, but it is after Thanksgiving every year, typically, unless they decide to change that. It is designed to to support the small businesses and communities that have created jobs and boost the economy. And that way also allows consumers to step away from the big box stores and to support businesses within their communities. It was begun by American Express in 2010 and has sort of just steamrolled over the years. Last year, according to a survey that was conducted, there was 95 million Americans who participated as a consumer in Small Business Saturday, which is an amazing amount, and over $16 billion were spent at independent retailers and restaurants. So that is really compelling data that small business owners need to take to heart, that it is worth your time to come up with a campaign, come up with a flyer, come up with a window sign or an email to talk about what you're doing for Shop Small, which is part of what the messaging is, shopping small on Small Business Saturday. So the next topic, which I'm going to throw out to Lorraine, is, what types of businesses should participate in Shop Small Business Saturday?
Well, it's a great question, and because if we start where American Express has started this to encourage the public to go and support small business, it's equally important for the businesses to help entice them, to help to participate as well in giving them an experience. Or to give them an opportunity to attract them and to participate as the other half of the equation here. Every small business, I think we first want to consider retailers as the ones who are the ones to participate, just the storefronts. That's not true. Every small business should participate because the ultimate goal here is to help stimulate or bring money circulating into our communities. That's the idea, to help support each other.
Right.
So whether you're a landscaper, whether you're a contractor, whether you're an attorney, if you're the dentist, these are all small companies, as well as the deli, and as well as the gift shop, as well as these opportunities. All of them can participate in small because we're all small companies, and we want to encourage people to shop and support their local businesses who are supporting us in the community.
That's right. And one of the things I think is important for small business owners of all sizes to consider is it may be just reminding people that, hey, we're here. And even if, like I said, even if it's just grabbing the Shop Small or the Small Business Saturday logo, you slap it on your next newsletter or something like that, it's really easy. We're going to talk a little bit more about that as well. But participation, those used to be the old saying for the New York lottery. I'm from a different part of New Jersey than a lot of people who might be listening to in Mercer County, because we serve Mercer County business at Small Business Development Center. But I'm from North Jersey, and we get New York television, and I grew up hearing, it was the slogan for the New York lottery, you got to be in it to win it. And it's the same thing with these types of awareness programs like Shop Small. You have to be in it to win it. You've got to, you could sit back and say, oh, well, maybe next year, or you look at your competitors who might be involved. If they're going to take advantage of it, it's a national campaign. There is a hashtag, which I'm going to remind you about several times throughout this webinar, called hashtag Shop Small, which is advertised through Amex, American Express. They're telling everybody to put that in. So you could be part of a larger conversation. Suddenly you're a small business with us, you may have you have one location in a town in a certain small county or whatever, and you actually, by using hashtag Shop Small, will be adding yourself into a conversation that's national. So it's really important that you do whatever minimal amount that you can do just to take part, and you can always expand as years go on. So we're going to move on to I'm sorry, did you have something else?
I just want to say, as we were discussing earlier, Small Business Saturday is nestled right in between Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So and to your point, is those are designed actually for the big businesses who take major advantage of that. But it's no less it's no less of a movement on Small Saturday as it is for them and the large ones. So this way, businesses can participate in that thrust, in that push for, especially during this period of time, for business. All of them can participate in some way during this time and take advantage of it just for that reason. It's going to be splashed everywhere. It's going to be in the newspapers. It's going to be on social media. It's going to be online. Everywhere there is, they have an opportunity to participate, but like up and down, in and out, near and far, you have a buyer, you have a seller. Both sides have to participate.
Right. And about last couple of years, the trend has been about almost 2 weeks out, or maybe 7 days before Black Friday and your Cyber Mondays. The big boys, the big box stores, the huge retailers, they're already teasing some of the things they're going to be doing, because they know that consumers from all sides are ready to spend. And we mentioned that you don't have to be a retailer to be involved. Well, it is a time, I always like to say that the end of the year is a time where people are kind of reflecting on the year, they're looking at their business, and maybe they even have a little extra money to spend. Maybe they had set aside some money for something that they actually never used. And maybe your special offer, whatever it is, could entice them. And maybe that special offer tied to Shop Small will push them over the edge and get them to spend that. And I think that's an important aspect of this that everyone should consider, is that it's the end of the year, and some businesses may have a few dollars to spend, or not even, and think about it, it's not just small businesses shopping with small businesses, it's large companies being encouraged to shop small. So as someone who used to work in corporate, who used to have a budget at the end of the year where we would have $10,000 we needed to spend before, or we would lose it, we would be scrambling to spend that money. We would buy things in advance. We would pay for conferences that we weren't sure we were going to go. We would just get the money spent. It was a spending spree. I remember before holiday break, Christmas break, I would be running around trying to get signatures for very large purchases to spend the money in the budget, because that happens every year, everywhere.
But that's a really great point, and that's a great strategy that you think of, that that's not the usual suspect. To think of businesses even pursuing the larger ones and asking them for shop Saturday, even if you're not open Saturday, big corporation, how are you participating with the small businesses? How will you shop small this year? And they could ask that. They could ride on that campaign. That's a very good point.
Yeah, and a lot of, and I often tell clients that, some people may not have worked in companies where they had, departments are giving big budgets, and it's usually very enlightening when people like, really, did that happen? I was like, yes, and I know other people who agree with me. They were the ones running around the last day of the year trying to get signatures because if that money stayed on the budget into the next year, it was just going to be zero, and the new budget it wasn't going to roll over. So everybody was looking to spend. If you get money at a company, you want to spend it. So think about it that if you've been trying to get that bigger customer, this might be a way you might, they might have it gives them an incentive to support the community, which larger companies try to do, and then they can spend any money that they have that's extra, and it's a win-win for everybody.
Right.
So that's a good one that I talk about at this time of the year all the time. But yeah, so let's talk about how to take advantage of this market opportunity. How can a small business owner focus in the few days before or the week before? How can they market this? And I'm going to toss it out to you, and I have some ideas too.
Well, first off, I like to plant the seed for them to consider, to dip their toes in the water if they haven't really taken any action yet. And we're going to talk about maybe some quick fire ones, but also for them to think to start planning for next year now, once they go to be aware of it, because they don't have much time right now.
Right.
They don't have much time to put out there. So I would, one of the there's a lot of simple things we can do. They can make a sale, they can try, and publish and put in the store. But I'm thinking of some unusual things. Maybe create a package. Maybe create a 3-time visit to the hair salon for a good price, a really good price. Advance sale it so they can get cash in. And then it's also a promise of repeat business. Create maybe a bundle of services. Maybe you're, say, a landscaper. We're talking about, or somebody who does snow removal. Well, pre-sell it. This shop's small. Why don't you create a small bundle of that and pre-sell it? And how you might do it is flyers right now to your existing. In your community, if you have a community of places and stores, you can use the shop small logo. Make some up, show the deal, and post them up in the area. And of course, you're the queen of social media. You can help show them how to contribute to that. But that would probably be the best thing right now, is come up with some kind of package that would be very worthwhile. I mean, we can't, to take a 10% off is too little. And we don't want them giving away the store or the service. But at the same time, we need to make it somewhat attractive so they come in. So the better to get a repeat maybe buy, a repeat service or package. That would be my first one I'm putting on the table, is that they create a package of to get a customer to come in a few times at a discounted front-end price.
Yeah, and it definitely needs to make sense for your business, right? So, if you're a law firm, you're not going to do a gift card. Who's gifting legal services? But you have to be a little strategic and think about what it is you can do. And one of the ways that when I was researching what some companies have done in the past, and sometimes it's just again, I consider Small Business Saturday an awareness opportunity in addition to a promotional opportunity. And I love awareness times of the year, different weeks, awareness months and weeks for different things. I love those. You can always piggyback on those. And this is just another one of those. And, maybe it's that you have a graphic on your website that says, we're family owned and operated, if that's your profile. And then you talk about shop small. Maybe it's an experience that a customer had that and it relates to the fact that you are a small business and you were able to give them the attention that they really desired and any needed, and they had a great time doing business with you. Maybe that's your shop small promotion. So there's a lot of different things you can do, and I want to go into a couple of the tools that you could use to promote your business. And One of them is the Amex. Oh, and I'm sorry for the long URL, by the way. For whatever reason, they didn't have a short one. So you have to put this in. I tried all kinds of configurations. It didn't work unless I used all of these characters that they provided. But this is the URL for the direct to American Express Shop Small Marketing Tools. And these tools can help you easily create a flyer. And it says shop small. Many of them, I would say 99% of them do not have any sort of Amex branding. You don't have to be an American Express merchant. These are all great tools that you could use that are prefabricated. I think it allows you to put your company name in there with the shop small, and you just do that, and that's just simple as a way to to get the information out. And you could use some of these also for social media. And that's a great way to get the word out, and without having to pay, because people are always concerned, well, I don't have money for a graphic designer or anything like that. You don't need one. There are really easy tools that you can use for that. And I encourage everybody to check that out. Again, even if it's only to just download one graphic, you can throw it up on your website or your Facebook page, just to remind people. So I think that's
yeah, because it's not all saying small, but Saturday is saying shop small, which is that can be more evergreen. They can use it for then, and then they can also keep that logo ongoing, right?
Yeah, yeah, and I absolutely, and I do believe that some people just need to be reminded that you're there, and that it means something. It's more meaningful that they're shopping with a small organization. They're shopping with you locally and preserving the culture of a downtown area by having shops there. You know, it's very deep rooted, this local push. And I think consumers, both B2B, B2C, they all need to kind of understand. They need to be reminded of that, because it's easy to go into the big box stores and get what you need. But there is something, or to go to a chain restaurant. But there is something about going into a place that's locally owned, and the people live in the area, and you can have a conversation with them. And
You know,
that's the storytelling part. Go ahead.
here, most businesses are not just isolated, all by themselves right here. They're in a cluster with other, whether like companies or not, or in a strip mall, we think of the retail. But in other businesses, there's office parks and things like that. If they would gather together and agree, maybe to even get a sign, if they all contribute a small part for the bigger good for them, and they could get a sign at their park or out front of us, so they could collaborate and to say shop small and see our specials or come in today or visit, our businesses here. Just something to market it without incurring the cost or the burden of it themselves.
Yeah.
So don't go it alone. Don't be a lone ranger. Gather some partners. Get your neighborhood. Get your small town blocks together.
Connecting with your neighbors, which probably a lot of small business owners don't do as often as they should, it's probably one of the good things that could come out of a shop small sort of push at this time of the year. You can get to talking and come up with all kinds of things you can do once you get this going, and it really is an excuse to knock on their door or give them a ring and just have a conversation about it, and tell them it's not so scary, that maybe you just want to, again, use the term awareness, because that's less scary than coming up with a promotion. Because I definitely talk to small business owners who were very leery about offering a discount. I actually have a story. I have a client that has a consumer skincare line, and it's a natural skincare line. And I was talking, I said, what do you want to do for your newsletter? Do you want to, talk about Black Friday or whatever the promotion? And I wasn't thinking that the person would want to do this right away, but maybe like the week of Black Friday. But then she said, well, what if I did it now? Would they wait? And I said, they probably would wait. But I hear that a lot. I hear that people won't, some small business owners are afraid to offer a discount because they will condition their audience, their customers or prospects, to wait for a discount. What would you say to them, Lorraine, about that? The business owners who are leery and afraid to offer a discount and fear that they will be training their customers to wait for a discount?
Well, I think I'd first ask them if they offer discounts at any other time of the year. And if they did, and if they offered any special, then I wouldn't be afraid of it because this is how to get part of what you call the movement.
Right.
So if they wait, but here go, I'm going to go back and say you create something special. You create a different product or a combination product or package, maybe something you've been wanting to test, but do it at that time. So it's not necessarily conditioning ahead what you're traditionally doing, but you're maybe offering something new that is only a preview on this day. So it's not exactly the same. It's a special. So I wouldn't discourage them from offering it. But
Well, they've discouraged themselves. Many small business owners have discouraged themselves, especially those who sell direct to the consumers. They have discouraged themselves from offering discounts. They say, I won't offer discounts. I know someone who used to do discounts, and then she found that all of her customers would only wait until she had a special.
Well, I don't disagree with that because we're not all Kmart.
Right.
Because I tell my clients all the time, I do that. But again, to get something for more, we're also trying to build loyalty too.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so it's not about discounting. So if you create packages, to have them for repeat, not just loyalty cards. I won't mean that, but something else to do that. I think it's okay in those circumstances, or reduce. It's just take that product and take it to a smaller, affordable something. You don't
Right.
have to discount it. We don't want everybody being Kmart because we don't have that volume of marketing out there, and that the margin is different. The formulas are different for them. But instead of offering the whole landscaping project, just offer, we'll do a bush, something like that. So you're not discounting, but you're just reducing the product size or service
Right.
size. That's
Right.
it.
Yeah,
So,
just definitely, I always say fear holds businesses back. You do have to be a little bit of a risk taker, especially if you want to stay in business. So I think it is important that, and maybe this is for those who are participating and watching in this webinar. I may have touched on what's been holding you back from participating in this. And I'm hoping that you understand that these things are just in your mind, and that if you work on it, you do it slow. First of all, if you have a good product or service, and whoever you're offering, they will buy it when they need it. And so that's important. And waiting for the discount might be something that is just holding you back from jumping on things like shop small. So definitely consider at least as dipping your toe into offering a discount, or dipping it back into the water for those who feel like they've been burned.
or
So
just reduce product size. Just
yeah.
reduce it so that it's still proportionate, but it feels more special. And here's another thing. I
What do you
think.
mean by that? What do you mean by that? Because just in case people are a little confused about reducing product size, what do you mean by that exactly?
Okay, so if well, hair salon I was thinking of, you could go in and get a blow dry now, but because that's more of a trend now. So, but instead just promote maybe, a lot of times we get, say, nails, we get the fill and all that, just
Right.
offer, a cuticle, something very, just come in and get your cuticles done or something like that. I mean, I'm a little dramatic here, but or a contractor.
Okay, now I get it. So if we think about it, I like the nail salon that got me going. So sometimes if you get a pedicure, so they'll say you get an extra massage for $5. Now it's free. You get an extra massage or an extra paraffin dip. I get it. So it's just
Right.
like a little add-on maybe.
You're not really giving away, right? It's either that or, well, I'm just thinking, because a lot of times you go in and get your nails done, as an example. You don't get the cuticles done unless you ask.
Right.
You ask. So maybe bring that service out or something that you can do, or the eyebrows. Something that's
Small.
not a big ticket that you're doing, or sell several eyebrows. You'll have 3. Pre-sell them, which
Pre-selling is
for a
that's
little bit.
some yeah, and the pre-selling is something that everybody can do in some way, I think. It puts money in the bank, and for a service you may not even provide for months
And
or ever.
attorney sell. they give hours or whatever. Even an attorney can pre-sell something a little bit without being, again, without being a peddler. We're not looking for them to do that. But I think I wanted to come up with another thing too, as far as marketing. They can
Mhm.
start now, every one of them, and their staff.
Yeah.
Starting to, I hope we're going to see you on Saturday on Shop. We're supporting the movement or the effort to help small businesses locally, grow. So will you be shopping small coming up this season? We're going to look to see you on, whatever, but teach their employees to start having this conversation. Or, hello, this is ABC Company. We're looking to shop small on Saturday, November 6th, 26th, and we're going to welcome you here. How can I help you? Something to that effect. They can start incorporating the education now.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And along those lines, if you don't want to use the resources available to the American Express site, there are a couple of tools. I always love to give free tool information because people appreciate it. Canva.com, which I personally use. I use the free version. I've been using it for over 3 years. It's fantastic. There's many great free
Really loves
features.
it. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Canva changes your life. You can make the most beautiful social media posts. You can make a flyer in there. It's fantastic. You can even set up a postcard template. It is so easy to use
Canva
and it's
hired
great.
you.
What did you say?
I said Canva should hire you.
They should. But I do love it. I talk about it all the time. Because I realize that again, I talk about roadblocks a lot. A lot of small business owners, a roadblock is, well, I don't right now it's not in my budget to hire anybody to do graphics. Don't worry about it. You can have a nice graphic done on your own in your spare time. I know that's fun. That's funny. Most people don't have spare time, but you can do it. Takes a few minutes. It's not that bad. They even have an app on your phone. You can do it while you're waiting for your car to be fixed or whatever. Then you have royalty-free images to make the graphics look even better. Freepik.com and Pixabay are fantastic. And again, they don't ask for any money. You don't have to sign in. You just can grab the photos off of there. It's wonderful. And these are tools I use all the time. So these are great ways to put together your own little campaign that talks about shopping small and whatever holiday push you have or end of the year savings or whatever the bundle, the partnerships you have, whatever, you can create your own stuff. There's nothing should hold you back.
I just came up with another idea,
Sure.
another sample. I'm not going to name a company, but there's a lot of small companies out there who do video production,
Mm-hmm.
right? Who do longer ones, who are trying to get the commercial work, or who could do it for okay, well, say for a business, a B2B example, what the video company could offer said, look, you might want a little video for your website, a little 30-second one, just an introduction of something or whatever to explain something, but just like a 30-second, 1 minute, and give
Right.
that offer versus the big package, offer just something like that. Make that the special where they're not going to get hurt, but they're going to get somebody to try them to have that experience with them. So there's another example of how do you reduce it, what you're offering is without discounting.
Right.
Instead of
Offer,
doing a
yeah.
whole 15 minutes.
Introductory offers. That's really what you're talking about. It's sort of an introductory offer, a
Right.
special introductory offer, which are always something small. There's never anything, you never get the whole kit and caboodle with an introductory offer. It's always a small sampling of whatever it
Well,
is that
that's,
they're.
that's it. The best example is you can buy the big box of Whitman's chocolate or you can buy the little sampler.
Right,
Okay? You're going to pay about the same value per piece, but it's a smaller dose.
right, right, right. That's great. I love that one. So we don't want to keep talking, so we want to make sure we address some of the questions that are coming in. So I do have a few that have come in. So I'm going to read them now. Um, Someone writes, I need to reach some financial goals before the end of the year. Is it essential to offer something for free or reduce my prices to participate? Well, we did talk about that a little bit, but I do have a little bit more of an expansive answer for that. And of course, the answer is no. We just talked about that a lot. And I think if you want to avoid doing the introductory offer, if you want to avoid offering something for free or reducing your price, I say just tell your story. tell your small business story. Tell your shop small story. You could do that in the form of materials that you have out on Small Business Saturday. You can put it in your newsletter, and talk about what it means to your customers to shop at your small business. I think that, and that will create awareness around of what you do, the quality of your services, and of course, again, shopping small. And that alone could bring people into your business, or to give you a ring, or to hire you, or to give you a shot, is to just tell your small business shop small story from the perspective of your existing customers. You can ask them to participate if you have a customer that you have a good relationship with, which I hope you do. You can ask them to participate and give their story. Don't put them to work. Maybe you can do a little video. We talked about hiring someone to do a video, but you don't have to do that. That would be for a small videographer. You don't have to use that small videographer. You can do your own small video. You can use your mobile device. Many of them have fantastic video capabilities. You grab them on a nice sunny day. You take them outside with a background that's not too busy, not too much noise, and you just get them to talk about what it is, what it's like to do business with you. And I think that's a great way to encourage people to shop small.
I agree. And even if they get that, people like authentic. We
Mm-hmm.
like listening to real people. We like the story to be real. And even if by taking it themselves with their camera, there's something very real, and connect an opportunity to connect with them as real people. So I love the story idea.
Yeah, I mean, because for me, I'm starting to feel, that shopping at a small business does give me a better edge as far as them understanding me and what I like and treating me a certain way. And there are other people like that. And some people just need to be reminded of that. And who knows that video or that post in your newsletter or that post on your Facebook page or Instagram, somebody may have had a terrible experience with your competitor that day and decide to call you because you've mentioned the wonderful experience that your customers had. And that really is something that happens all the time, is that people read about or they listen, they hear something, and they react because they've just experienced the opposite. And then suddenly you're now acquiring customers from your competitors. And that's a win. I think that's a win.
And even reverse, just talk about your experience with the customers, with the local community.
Yeah.
And you might have a story about some experience you had with one of your customers that was really good, and people like to hear that from the other side too.
Yeah,
That
that's
might
true.
create some kind of rapport with them, or might attract them to you because they'll see that, not just the business side of you, but the human and the community side of you.
Yeah, and we talked about kind of getting to know your neighbors and working with them.
Mhm.
So say you already have a great working relationship with your neighbors. Maybe that's a story you tell about the little community within your business area and how you help each other out as small business owners. Boy, that would be a good video if that could be done. Um, and I think that would be very compelling. And if nothing else, it will touch people in a way that will make them rethink how they spend their money and where. And I think that's again, that's another win, without being, without being that business that's, doing the special offers or anything like that. And maybe you ease your way into the special offers in future years, when your budget allows,
Right.
and you just do that for now. You just create awareness of what it means to shop small
I
at
agree.
your.
Get a few businesses together, sit them down, stick the laptop up in front of there, do a Facebook live stream. Have a conversation about shopping small.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And another question is, what social media probably would be best for Small Business Saturday campaign? So I don't want to suggest a specific social media platform because if you're not already on there, I don't want anybody to scramble to get on there. So this is what I would say. If you're already engaged on a social media platform, so say you're on Twitter already, and you're already, and I use the word engaged for a reason because you can't just have a Twitter account with one follower and two posts in the last 2 years. I'm talking about you're posting all the time already. You're at mentioning other people. You know how to use Twitter, and it's done effectively, and you've already taken advantage of it. You would want to use this to with by using creating those graphics from the Amex website, creating your own graphics on Canva, whatever you decide to do. You would have those graphics out there that are very highly promotional. You would use hashtags related to your local market, in addition to the shop small hashtags. That's what I would do. But again, that's specific to whatever social media platform you are already engaging in, because at the end of the day, it's all about the engagement. And if you just have a social media paid profile that you've opened up 3 years ago and never done anything on, you posting a week before or 2 days before your Shop Small campaign will do nothing. So you need to be engaged on there. And also encourage your customers to engage for you. They probably they may even have a better presence than you. Some people are very popular on Facebook, and you can encourage them. You let them know you're doing the promotion, or you want to encourage other businesses to shop small. Other consumers or businesses to shop small, and you send them your graphics. Say, it's posted on my page. Could you share it? And when you post, you ask everybody else to retweet it or reshare it or like it and comment. And that's what I would do.
You don't ask.
Yeah, you definitely do not get what you don't ask. So you have to ask for people to share it for you, and some people might feel weird about that, but it is true. You do receive more shares when you ask people to share it. Please share this. Please like this. That
Right.
works.
And even if they feel funny about that, and maybe sometimes people feel funny, well, I don't know if I want to reshare theirs exactly. If we just tell people, at least if we stay part of the community and to still forge the message, is to say, either share this tweet or share something. Please share at Shop Small, please, and share with and ask others to do so that people remember this season.
Right.
You, so you advocate for yourself at the same time as you advocate for the others.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, that's and social media, for those who are engaged already, uh, probably will be your best bet. I have a couple of questions coming in about not spending too much to promote it. And that is probably one of the cheapest ways that you can do it without, and I'm talking about just pure engagement, where you're just going back and forth on your own social media, and not thinking about, you could do a boost on Facebook if you're familiar with that. I'm not going to go into the nitty gritty of that. But if you wanted to put out a post that really talked about, that really promoted your Shop Small campaign, and you decide to boost it and put $25 on it, you could do that. And it could be just $25. I think that is the minimum. You could do that, and it might get you some play. But I would say if you're engaging and you're getting your customers who love you to engage, you'll reap the rewards of that. I do have some other tips. Let me just make sure. Okay. I do have some other tips on do-it-yourself public relations resources. So we talked about you creating these materials.
Mm-hmm.
There's all kinds of free places where you can post them. Patch.com, which is what I call hyper local news. If there's a patch in or around your area, you'd be able to sign up for free. Create whatever messaging you have already, you can post that onto their bulletin board, and depending upon your area, you will get people to look at it. There's even places where you can post the same information that's more national on a national but you can make it local by choosing certain keywords. PR Log is another one of them, prlog.org, that's there. If you are not a retailer, and we talked about if you're a lawyer, maybe you're an accountant, maybe you don't have that storefront consumery business, publish something on LinkedIn. You can put anything. You can share an update on LinkedIn with with everybody on LinkedIn. You can just share it with the people who you're LinkedIn with. An update could just be a message: shop small. Don't forget so and so's law offices. We're here for you. Whatever. these are free, absolutely free way to get the word out there. Also, if you belong to a chamber of commerce in your market or a business association, a lot of these organizations offer ways for you to post to your fellow members. I think that's a great way to get it out there. And lastly, I don't want to take too much time on this, but lastly, don't forget your own customers and prospect list. Uh, I'm sure Lorraine can add some great details about sales taxes for this or something like that. But don't forget, you have a list of customers. You have a list of prospects.
Number
Uh,
one.
Go ahead.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I
Oh.
number one, that's where they start.
Yeah, that's where you start. But everybody, when you talk about marketing, for me, from what I hear, people are thinking, the world, as opposed to looking at who they already know. And your own customer lists and prospect lists, you might already have a tool that you're using to reach them, like one of those email marketing services that allow you to push out, a single email goes out to everybody. Um, you can use that and this it really is the first place to start. Don't forget them. Make sure you reach out to them. They're important, and always use shop small hashtag. Tell everybody to use shop small hashtag. So those are some really easy ways to get your message out there. They're quick and easy, and they're free. I love free
Yeah,
because I
well,
understand people don't have
this
money.
is a wonderful way when we call up our customers or we call them up and say, hey, we're just letting you know that we were thinking about you and you're not out of sight, you're not out of mind. And we just wanted to remind you, that Shop Small is coming up. And we also have this, but we really just wanted to help remind you that we're looking forward to you celebrating shopping small, in our community, whether it's our business or another one. And it gives a chance for them to you should have multiple touches with your customers and not always just to sell,
Right.
always. Sometimes it's just that touch, just that relationship without selling. And so that would be a great opportunity. I would like to encourage everybody to pick no less than one thing to do, up to three. You don't have to do too much, but at least to do something.
Yeah.
Take the action. It never happens without the action, but make it small. Even if they decided, let's call 10 customers, fine. Make a flyer, have a conversation, but just up to three, no less than one. Take some action that literally said that they use the words, they encourage, they post it using @Shop Small, they make a flyer, they put it on their website, something to do it. Participate.
I like that too. And that reminded me of another story. I love telling stories of what I hear small business owners are doing. And uh, just a few days ago, a business owner who has a client base. She owns a salon. But let's just look at this as someone who has a client list. Okay, she has a client list. One of her employees is not that busy. She took it upon herself to open up her client book. She went down a list of people who hadn't been there in a few months and said, why don't you come in? I'll give you 20% off. And she booked that very unbusy stylist solid by just making a few calls to people who hadn't been there in a while. You can turn that around and do that for any business, any client serving business. You can look at anybody you haven't heard from in a while, give them a call and say, you know what, I'm participating. Have you heard of Shop Small? It's that day, it's the 2 days after Thanksgiving, it's in between and then they'll say, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I'm doing a whole promotion. I really, I'm part of it's a national campaign. That even may make it sound a little fancier for you, a little bit more important. It's I'm part of this national campaign of Shop Small. And,
We're
you know,
participating with American Express.
yeah.
Hello.
Hello. It sounds a little fancier. The people who are not inside and really are not paying attention to all that stuff, they might be impressed with that. You actually may reinvigorate somebody's interest in your business by doing some calling touch points, which most people forget that actually still works. Right, Lorraine?
Right, exactly. Oh, don't get me started on calling. That's another webinar.
It is another webinar. But,
Yeah.
if you target the, 5 people who you haven't seen in a while, or they just fell off the face of the earth in your mind, um, and bring this offer to them in a very personal way, you might win them over. They may decide to shop. You may guilt them into making them shop small because you've called them and you told them about this wonderful program, this national program that's taking place. So I think that's a good idea. And once again, it's a free opportunity for you to market shopping small. So I don't have any more questions. So I want to make sure that we close this out properly. And also, if there's any other comments from Lorraine. Lorraine, do you have anything else you want to add to help our folks listening and watching to best leverage Small Business Saturday Shop Small campaign?
If they want, I think if they want to participate, and that's the number one mission here, is that you must participate. You must. For yourself, for your community, it could be for sales, otherwise. But if you're really not sure, you have help. You don't have to do it by yourself or figure it out by yourself. You have your Small Business Development Center. You know, Shakira, who counsels for us, she's an expert in her field. She has her own company. We have the support that you should reach out, or to your local community, but don't do it by yourself. I think they should, you know, encourage you to talk it over with somebody and do something. So you could come to us. We're going to have information for you on how to find, or anybody listening outside of this area. You know, you have small business development centers all over the country. There's 1,100. So in the state of New Jersey, we have 12. So there is one near you who can help you with this effort and show you. And then also, don't forget to where Shakira provided us is that we can go to the American Express site. So if you want to do that and get some of your team together, there's enough materials there to help you to pull that together. At least something, one effort, no less.
Right. I agree that you know, some of this could be overwhelming for some people, and they may be like, well, you know, maybe next year. I think the encouragement of at least doing one thing is good. I think you'll feel better if you tried at least one thing, because then you haven't totally wasted an opportunity, and you can build on it for the years to come. You can build on these different awareness months, and I would say don't stop with Shop Small. Look at your calendars for in the next couple of months. What's coming up that you could be planning for a marketing strategy? Don't stop with Shop Small. Even if you do the one or two things, when you're done with that, obviously there's the other holiday, the real holiday season in December. But beyond that, what other even whether it's a big one, a big holiday, or just a simple awareness month that makes sense for your business, you should be coming up with marketing strategies for those as well, because it does, again, they're awareness months for a reason, and if you can leverage those to increase your business opportunities, I think that is a good thing. So you should definitely do that. So go ahead.
Words right out my mouth, you know, because that's what I was going to say. It doesn't. This is a time to start where you're with a movement, with some kind of effort that's going through you, where you can catch some momentum on it. But other than that, it should be all the time. You can use this as your first step in, or as an accelerator. But from then on, exactly, these ideas that we came up with can be used at any time. We're here actively in our area trying to promote, keep it local, how to help businesses support other businesses and get the community to do so, helping promote and supporting independent businesses. This doesn't just go on for Saturday in November. One Saturday in November, this is all the time. So these are opportunities for them to try and start or work with the SBDC, and then we can help coach them as to their opportunities, how they can do this and create these touch points with the clients. It's a win all the way around. That they can use these kind of tools and techniques as touch points to stay in touch with their clients and customers throughout the year, as well as promote not only revenue for them, but also exposure. It helps reestablish or expose their brand on a regular basis as well. PR, they can do it themselves. They can do small announcements with other businesses. It's a win all the way around, shopping small and helping others to participate.
Yeah, so just do something. Just do something for this. That's it. That's the message. If you take something from this, is to just do something to participate. Be in it. Take advantage of the national campaign and the
Right.
big names behind it, and you'll be fine.
All
You'll
that
be fine.
momentum. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So again, we're going to close out. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're watching this live, it will be available as a replay in the next week or so before, to give you some more time to rewatch it. But if you've joined us as part of the replay, the on-demand version, I want to thank you also for watching it. And this is the contact information if you are a Mercer County business in New Jersey. This is the information where we will definitely help you out at the Small Business Development Center at the College of New Jersey. And also, if you are in New Jersey and you are outside of Mercer County, you can go to njsbdc. Is it .com or .org?
No,
I
dot
forgot.
com. Or if not, I was going to say, if not, there it is down the bottom. If not, you could also you could come to us. We'll tell you. We'll get you connected. We're happy
Yeah, we're good people. We'll get you connected.
to get you connected. That's what we do.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So thank you so much, and good luck with your Shop Small campaign. Take care.
Good. All right. We'll see you. Successful season.